Hello everybody, my name is CulBlu, and I'm bringing you guys the continuation of the Pinnacle Sports Pro AM Cup, and this one is already underway, so I'm going to go ahead and jump in. I am watching from the spectator client because, well, we have to. The unpartnered streamers have to go, you know, do the old-fashioned way and just cast through Dota TV. Nothing wrong there. I actually have some overlays still left over. Shout out to the cast net, but this is not a POV cast. Sorry guys. Sorry to get your hopes up. Like I said, this is the Pinnacle Sports Pro-AM Cup, and this is Sigma versus Fnatic. This is the semifinals, and as far as interesting things to talk about, I mean, there's a lot to talk about. As you guys can see, the bans and picks are well underway. They got a Bristleback ban out, Elder Titan, Death Prophet, Dragonite on the side of Sigma, and Moon to the side of Fnatic. You got the Bane, Alchemist, Lifestealer, Slark. So, as far as their bans, what they were trying to get rid of was just get rid of all the annoying things. They got rid of the Bristleback, who's very, he can just get out of hand and sometimes snowball control. Elder Titan, his return to natural order is very dangerous, and his initiation in these team fights sometimes is extremely scary. And he also gets some free chip damage with that Astral Spirit. Death Prophet, she pushes like crazy, just get her out the pool. DK, tanky as crap for no apparent reason, get him out of the pool
10
as well.
seconds remaining.
Going on to the picks on Sigma, they picked up a Crystal Maiden, Marana, Nyx Assassin, and Invoker.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm a little excited to see how this Invoker actually plays out. But as far as their lineup right now, they have essentially a global-esque type lineup. And the reason why I say that is because they have the Marana, who's going to be roaming around, so you're not really going to be sure where she's at. So she can essentially be on any spot on the map at any point in time. Nyx Assassin, once he hits level 6, same thing for him. Once he's off the map, he can pretty much pressure every single lane at the same exact time for no apparent reason, just because he's not there. Invoker, he can throw a Sunstrike in for the final kill, especially for arrow lands from Marana. So likely the setup will be Arrow from Marana, or Nyx Assassin and Nyx Assassin Vendetta and Pale, Marana Arrow, and Invoker Sunstrike, and if Crystal Maiden's there, she'll Frostbite them, just to make sure they stay dead. So, a lot of setup for the Sunstrike from Invoker, so I really do like Sigma's lineup right now. It's a nice little aggression coming out there. And nice little synergy. Moving on to Fnatic, they banned out the Bane, Alchemist, Lifestealer, and Slark, just trying to get rid of all those annoying people once again. Bane does really well versus essentially the main carries. I mean, also that lockdown he gets from Fiend's Grip is really nasty. Alchemist, it's really weird for Alchemist because he's a support nowadays. He's more so playing support, but he can still carry pretty hard. I actually had a game recently where there was an Alchemist who was playing support for like the first 20 minutes, and then he just became super carry for his team. And and this is like my personal playing game while I was playing matchmaking. And his team actually almost won because Alchemist was just doing so much damage we couldn't deal with him. But they lost too much. He couldn't carry fast enough. We won that game. And yeah, I was going to talk about the rest of the bands, but let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the picks real fast, because Fnatic picked the Venomancer, Pugna, Timbersaw, Rubik, and a Night Stalker. You can see it right there, but between the Pugna and the Night Stalker, there's going to be a lot of aggression coming out these guys, because Pugna wants to tear down your towers, and Night Stalker wants to tear down your heroes. So, seeing how these guys play this out is going to be very interesting. And on the side of Sigma, it looks like they have an Abaddon for carry.
Time for preparations.
So hopefully we see some carry Abaddon, because that would be pretty awesome. It looks like now it's just support Abaddon. I'm sorry guys. Sorry to get your hopes up. But it looks like our carry will be likely Marana / Invoker. Invoker already getting pulled 2 tangos with that shared tango. Bought himself a No Thousand Healing Salve, so he's looking to do as much damage as possible in mid lane, trying to win his lane as hard as he can, because he knows he's going to be facing against a Night Stalker mid. Now speaking of Night Stalker, let's go ahead and do the introduction. Start off on the Night Stalker, of course. We have Fnatic Era on him. On this Rubik, not the tower, we have Hani. Moving over to Timbersaw, we have Trixie, of course, and on this Pugna, who's actually a stand-in, we have R3.1 EJDS. Not too sure who he is, where he's played, but a little fun fact for you guys. Fnatic, they're gonna have I think they were gonna have Dindy as a stand-in, but Dindy didn't know the game was gonna start anytime soon, so he was like, "Oh, I thought it'll start an hour from now, so he can join us." Or maybe he's here. Maybe he's in Fraji. And Fraji's on Venomancer, by the way. Moving over to the side of the Dire, or Sigma side, we see Pas, All Night Crystal Maiden. On this Nyx Assassin, we see Paris. Moving over to Invoker, we see Fada, the one and only. On this Abaddon, we see Young Mad. And last but not least, on this Mirana, we see Miguel, or
Whose
Miguel.
side was I on again?
And that ends out all the callouts. So let's go ahead and get this game. This game is already heading underway, so let's go ahead and get these grabs up. Last and denies is what we're interested in, and killing people and dying people is what we're interested in as well. Because we are in the business of misery, as Paramo would say. Well, okay, Paramo wouldn't say that, but you know what I mean, guys. Whatever. Just go with it. Just go with it. Just go with it. Alright, so I gotta close some windows because I got tabs open galore. And I got lag galore on my part.
No.
Let's close all of the... Why do I have so many tabs open? Okay. Game's grinding to a halt. There we go. I think I should be speeding up a little bit here very soon. But I'm up top. We got a lot of aggression happening with Timbersaw. Timbersaw does not have Timber Chain yet, so he's taking a whole bunch of damage. Luckily that that reactive armor is giving him that extra armor, which, I mean, it's not really doing too terribly much, because he has 0 armor. Wow, I didn't realize that. He has 0 armor, base armor. But he does have 4 armor because of that, and that's really helping him out, in the sense that he could have taken a little bit more damage, but, I mean, he really needs to be careful, because one more Frostbite and slash Impale from Crystal Maiden and Nyx Assassin, they're going to get the kill. Nyx Assassin, look in the lineup, that Impale on top of Trick Team. Trick Team does back away just in time. We did see Paris select it and then cancel the cast on top of that. So Timbersaw needs to be very careful until he hits level 2, possibly level 3. So he can actually get in range of the trees. Actually, he does get impaled up top, and Sunshine does fall from Invoker. It will land. Timbersaw gonna go and rappel to a tree. Does survive because of the regen coming out from that reactive armor, and then he eats himself a tree as well. He's gonna. I think he should walk back to base now, but that's only a level 1 Sunstrike. So it only did a whole entire, whoa, okay, it's pure damage. Only did a whole entire 100 damage, so it wasn't enough to kill the Timber. You can't stop the chain. Sorry guys, I had to. This is early. A little early for me relative to my sleeping schedule right now. So far, the only aggression we've seen so far is up top in Trixie, on that Timbersaw. And the pressure's been put on by Paz and Paris. But they haven't really been able to convert the kills just yet. But I think it's only going to get worse from here because Timbersaw does have levels now, so he can actually Timber Chain out to safety. He's going to go for the 1-on-1 type build, so he's not necessarily going to go for any double Timber Chain type thing. So he wants to eventually get the aggression back on top of these guys. Speaking of aggression, moving on down bottom, we got Hani on that Rubik. Does have an Invis rune. Does get Abaddon in trouble. Abaddon pops out after the shield. Gets rid of all the debuffs on top of him. I think Venomex should have waited for his Venomous Gale, but it doesn't really matter. Abaddon denies himself. Beautiful suicide. It looks like Fraggy on this Venomex will be going down. Ryan needs one more shot. She's not going to be able to get it. Venomex is going to die to a Sunstrike, and Fada does pick up the first blood. It is the whole entire kit and caboodle. So really good deny coming out from Abaddon, and there's also a kill on top of Marana. But a really good deny coming out from Abaddon. He just said, bro, YOLO, threw a freaking Mystic Coil. And that was a grand way to die. I think Mystic Coil does, what does it do, 75? No, okay. Yeah, it does 100 damage to himself. No, wait, 75, wow, okay. Yeah, I'm supposed to have magic number, just suicide. And he healed his ally. Moving on mid, we got AR1. Oh, sorry. Oh, Arise, right. Sorry, I totally saw that. We got Arise on that Polygon, just, of course, being aggressive versus this Enigma. Fada is going to be eating a whole bunch of tower damage and also a whole bunch of Nether Blast damage because, I mean, it's an obnoxious skill, and Polygon can drop it whenever the freak he wants because he essentially has a mana for it almost all the time. Speaking of which, his deck has no more mana for it. Moving on to Invoker, he's going to use his Force Spirits to scat out, sees that the rune is up top, denies it, and then runs on back home because he saw the Polygon run towards it. Meanwhile, Timbersaw in a little bit of trouble. I don't know where he's really going to go. He can Timber Chain to a tree, but it's not going to take him to where he wants to go. He's taking a whole bunch of damage coming from Nyx Assassin and Crystal Maiden, but he will be able to make us on alive, and he's actually going to walk around the backside of Fada. Now, they're going to potentially go for a kill on top of his Invoker, and it's gonna be really close because Timbersaw doesn't get that pure damage on top of Fada, and Fada's actually gonna eat a nice little Decrepify. Does eat some damage as well. Timbersaw's here, he has a pure damage, they're gonna go for the dive. Timbersaw has 2 points of that reactive armor, so he's getting plenty of armor right now. Healing Staff coming out from Invoker. Timbersaw gonna go for the pure damage, gonna go for the damage as well. Now Trixie's in a lot of trouble, getting hit with that tower, plus Cold Snap, he will be going down. So nice little turn to events for Fada, popping that healing self while he's running away, and then just getting that Cold Snap. Easiest thing in the world going to do, especially once Timber Chain use that once Timbersaw use that Timber Chain, which is only level 1, so it doesn't really go that far. He had to get pretty darn close before he used it. Down bottom, we got Young Mad on that, oh wait, no, we got Rubik getting hit with the arrow from Mirana. Miguel should be able to get this kill. Sunstrike comes from Invoker, does do a whole bunch of damage. Telekinesis from Rubik. Will he be able to make us alive? Yes, he will be able to make us alive, and Hani will be able to survive, and looks like, so will Mirana. So nice little Anthroponic shield, nice little plays coming from both sides. Invoker really wishes he had a higher level of Sunstrike, but that is the second time that Sunstrike has failed to get the kill, or help get the kill. Meanwhile, down bottom, we got Night Stalker, of course, diving on top of Young Mad on the Abaddon. He is just barely out of tower range, but it doesn't really matter. We got TP supports coming in like bosses. Paz on that Crystal Bait does show up. Nick Assassin shows up as well. The kill goes to Mirana at the end of the day, and Nick Assassin hits his level 6, so he will be able to roam mid and possibly get a kill on top of Pugna. Pugna getting hit with that cold snap. Probably not who he wanted, but Vendetta is up. Paris does have enough for an Impale, so he can go for that crit. For that Vendetta crit plus Impale, and that should be a dead Pugna. Rubik is around the backside. He can show up for support, but I don't know if he'll be able to show up fast enough before Pugna dies. Pugna takes the damage. There's the damage coming on through. They pull him towards it. Nice Stalker gets the silence, gets a nice little void, and gets the kill on top of Nick's Assassin, or helps him get the kill on top of Nick's Assassin. So, just a very unlucky instance of people rotating in, because I think Night Stalker was going to TP in to try to kill Voker anyway. And we got an Invis room picked up by Pugna. He's going to go ahead and use it for the bottle charges. Fada on that Invoker, playing very cautious. Doesn't really want to go too far forward. Doesn't really want to go too far back. Meanwhile, as far as the rest of the lanes go, I mean, oh man, I need to change my camera speeds. As far as the rest of the lanes go, I mean, Abaddon, or Young Mad on the Abaddon, he rotated up top. He's the support. I'm not expecting to see too terribly much from him. Doesn't even have any points inside of his Cursive Awareness yet. So, really, when these fights do break out, he has his Anthroponic shield and his missed call, so he's purely going for that type of support. Nick Assassin coming from the front side with that Vendetta. He's looking for a kill on top of Night Stalker, who's actually looking to be very brave and bold since it's nighttime, but he has a whole entire 1 minute left of that, so he needs to be careful. He does not have his ulti just yet. So, Era going to be backing away. Observer going to be getting de-warded here by the Venomance. He uses the Plague Ward as well, just to help out the DPS. And 50 gold to Gryffindor. Meanwhile, on top we got Timbersaw Timbersaw going on top of Abaddon. Doesn't really have all that much damage to actually donate towards him, because he only has 1 point inside of his Whirling Death, but still enough damage to help out. Nick Assassin going to TP up top. Trixie might be in a little bit of trouble. He has support in the form of Rubik. He sees Abaddon getting aggressive. Needs to be very cautious about that. Paris on that Nick Assassin does come forward, and he does so quickly back away. And while we're doing that, let me go ahead and bring up all this before we... people probably died in the background. Yeah, let's turn this down. Boom, there we go. Much better. Meanwhile, down bottom, Venomancer getting himself a nice little Venomous Gale on top of Mirana. Mirana can't leap away. She actually decides to turn and fight. Venomancer going to take a whole bunch of damage. Froggy not going to eat that second Starfall. Looks like the damage was traded evenly. Venomancer going to get hit with the Sunstrike. Beautiful Sunstrike from Invoker. Nice little placement on that. So Fada, just saying, bro, I got enough damage now. Has a whole entire Sunstrike. It should be Exort level 3. I was going to say level 4, but it's Exort level 3. I opted to go for the Cold Snap damage instead. And now we got Arise on that Pugna mid, surviving because of the Decrepify. Yes, Invoker does have his spells to blow you up, but at the end of the day, Invoker does still need to right-click you to get a lot of his damage these days. Especially if you're playing a Quas Exort Invoker. Which a Quas Wax Invoker, you might have the spell damage to kill somebody who's trying to go E-Blade, or not E-Blade, Ether Form. But yeah, for the most part, just right-click. Most of Invoker's damage is right-click outside of the initial spells that disable you. Meanwhile, on top, Trixie, just chasing Paris around. And let's go and take a quick look at the items, since these guys are playing a nice little skirmish ball right now. We see a Smoker to Seed up on Venomancer, so looking to be aggressive with that. Double Arcane Boots on Pugna and Timbersaw. Likely we'll see some Arcane Boots come out from Rubik, and maybe some Tranquil Boots come out from Venomancer soon. Moving on to Invoker, he's going to be building a mechanism for his team, so he's playing very safe. I don't know how many times I can say very, but yes, he's playing extremely safe right now. In the sense that he wants to be able to survive, wants to be in the same era, honey, see what I did there? In the same arena that you would like to see an OD in, or a Pugna, because Pugna does need armor. Pugna has very crap armor. He has 2 whole entire armor, which I guess is 1 more better than Timbersaw when he's not taking damage, but still, Pugna has 2 freaking armor. One of Pugna's biggest weaknesses is that he doesn't have a lot of armor. He doesn't have a lot of HP. So if you can just give him some armor, give him some HP, he'll be fine. And versus an Invoker is really, really exasperating the point because Invoker does have those force spirits to get that negative armor on top of Pugna. There you go, popping that buckler, getting that buckler. Has a whole entire 9 armor now, which is significantly more than he had before. I think that was because he popped the buckler. Yeah. Meanwhile, we have a Nyx Assassin getting telekinesis. Rubik saying, "Bro, I got your number." Paris does back away, so nice little play by these guys. Central doing a little de-warding and also finding a Nyx Assassin for the troubles. So I was basically going to make that threat of Nyx
middle tower is not
it's going to Ixnay on the Nyx threat for a little bit. You know, Night Stalker doing our arrow on that Night Stalker doing some harassment damage with that void. Up top, Young Mad on that Abaddon is finally level 6. Timbersaw going to come forward, say, "Bro, I'm going to kill you anyway." Does a whole bunch of damage to the Timbersaw. Abaddon heals himself, does some damage as well, and now he's still going to take more damage, losing all that HP because of those freaking Whirling Death. The life of a strength hero, guys. Timbersaw still going forward, still gets a kill. Just so aggressive, gets a kill anyway. Meanwhile, down bottom, we got Arrow on that Night Stalker trying to run away. He will be able to make us one alive. Marana does pop the ulti, and the Vendetta did come out from Nyx Assassin already. No, it did not come out from Nyx Assassin, but Essential was dropped. These guys are trying to find the kill. They will not be able to find the Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin impales, and there's an arrow from Marana from the backside. Beautiful play coming out from them. Arise will be able to survive. But it looks like Paris is on his last leg, trying to limp away. Just needs 70 seconds. Just barely gets the ulti. Pugna gets himself a nice little sap, and Rubik gets the last right click. Meanwhile, mid we got Fada on that Invoker going to be tearing this tower down. Nobody can really rotate in just yet to support or to stop that.
Radiant's middle tower
we have Young Man on that Abaddon. He's ready. He's ready to go ahead and go for this tower kill. And his ulti is up in 5 seconds, so he should be able to do something. Froggy on that Venomancer, overstepping his boundaries. Beautiful play coming up from Pugna, keeping his ally alive. Like I said, versus Fada, especially with the cold snap, all you have to do is just pop yourself a Decapify.
Uninvited guests.
I think Rubik just stole cold snap, but he has no mana for him. Meanwhile, we have Night Stalker coming in, and he's going to go full man mode, going full retard, doing a whole bunch of damage. Fada taking a whole bunch of damage. Central replaced already, Invoker did go invisible, so they can't really find him. He does throw out the ice wall, and now we got Era standing still. Era can't really move fast enough. Abaddon ulti getting used, and Trixie on the run, but he's moving so freaking slow. That ice wall is so damaging. Such a good spell, especially when fights do happen like this. And Arise will be the only one alive in that whole entire skirmish. Okay, Hani made it alive, and also Froggy made it alive, the person who got caught up first. But really, it all boils down to that ice wall. That was a beautiful ice wall coming out from Fada on that Invoker, and I think ice wall, what do you need? Don't you need a Wex? Okay, Quas X-Sword. Alright. So Fada using the right spells at the right time and also angling it the right way. Because when you place the ice wall, I think it goes perpendicular to where you put it. So if you put an ice wall... Oh, I can't draw on that. So if you put an ice wall like facing that direction, then the ice wall will actually go in that direction. So he placed it in the perfect spot. He essentially had an AoE sheep stick, guys. That's how big that was. Because nobody really had anything to stop it. Nobody really had anything to run away from. Meanwhile, we have Arise taking a whole bunch of damage. He does go down. He's a main source of damage for right now. We got a lot of damage going towards Fada, but he is caught with that Apoplectic Shield. He's going to be going down at the end of the day. Trixie's going to be able to pick up the kill at the top of that. Abaddon did give himself a nice little... did get himself his ulti up, so he did get a whole bunch of heal out of that. But at the end of the day, they still lost a Nyx Assassin. They also lost themselves a Invoker, so Fada and also Paris going to be going down for
one of the
Sigma.
heroes experienced some technical difficulties.
So taking another look at the items, like I said before, I mean, we got Arcane Boots galore. Power Trace is actually getting picked up on Night Stalker, of course. He also has an Earn a Shadow, so Era looking to make sure he stays nice, healthy, and sustained while these fights do happen, while he dives all over the place. We have Marana is going to be building a Yasha. Not too terribly surprised. She's gonna be the primary carry for her team unless Invoking can get out of hand, which when he has a mechanism he can get to that point, but it's gonna take him a while to get anything like an Orchids or to get anything like an Aghanim Scepter to help him start, being a little bit more aggressive. But the mechanism does help him out. It does give him some decent stats, and it does a little bit for the money. Now we got Paris on that Nyx Assassin taking a whole bunch of damage. Gonna go ahead and pop himself a Spike Carrier. Pugna did not take any damage because the damage does come through before you pop your spell. So Pugna did not get hit with that nice little Spike Carriers. One cool thing to keep in mind. Also, another fun fact about Pugna's Plague Wards. if you're a Skywrath Mage, oh wait, I already told you guys, but if you're Skywrath Mage and you pop your ulti, the reason why Skywrath Mage dies before the ulti happens, because like I said, the damage happens to them before the spell goes to them. So same case in point, Nick Assassin spike characters was, oh man, no, we got Mirana with the arrow on top of Venomous. Venomous is going to be going down. He's not really all that useful. Those are the Plague Ward, or those are the Venomous Gale. Mirana ulti does get thrown out. Froggy's going to be on the run, but there's a Sentry Ward down here. These guys do know about, or these guys don't know about this. Paris taking a whole bunch of damage. Ruby getting stunned up. Honey getting stunned up. Beautiful Ice Wall coming up from Invoker. Pugna's Plague Ward doing all kinds of work. Dear God, that thing is in the perfect spot right now. And now we got Trixie going to be going down to the Invoker. Arrow on that Night Stalker going to be eating the arrow to the backside. The creeps are right there. Are you freaking kidding me? Rubik plus Pugna do show up to help out the Night Stalker. Night Stalker actually ironically gets a kill on top of the Abaddon. Now he's going to go for the dive on top of Miguel. Miguel going to try to do some nice little juking in the trees, doing a beautiful job of that. Nice little patience coming out of that, and he will be able to make us alive. Meanwhile, Paris will not be able to make us alive. Does throw himself out with Spike Carapace, and Rubik does steal it. Those Spike Carapace of his own.
Isn't well at the moment.
And I think he's expecting some Impale to come out. And we got Chris Maiden actually picking up a kill. She will be able to pick up herself a double kill because she does have the right click necessary to kill us. Does get that kill. And now we got Trixie on that Timbersaw going to run away. While we had a TP coming out from Pugna. So far, so aggressive, I'd say. And of course, it's Fnatic. This is Fnatic style, the aggression style. They're heavily known for their heavy aggression. Pugna, he fits into that style. Night Stalker, of course, diving all over the place. He's dead, yes, but he's still Night Stalker. And by the looks of it, he's building a BKB so he can be even more aggressive. And Fada, his effectiveness is gonna dwindle all the way down once he gets that once Night Stalker gets that BKB up, because Night Stalker will be able to get the silence off. My question is Fada going to be building himself a BKB, or is he going to be going for an Ags? Well, with going for that Ogre Club first, I mean, I'm not too sure what he's going to be going for with that. Could be going for a Sanj, but I seriously doubt it. So around the map, what do we see? Let's check out the vision of these teams. We see the Radiant really, I mean, they see the bottom lane, that's really about it. They don't really see much. They know the Mirana's down here, so they should be able to rotate wherever they want now. The Dire, they do have some decent vision as well. They can see in the jungle. They have a Sentry Ward placed here just to de-ward all the other wards, but there's no wards here. And they also have a very nice little ward over here near the Ancients of the Radiant side, so they can see who's rotating out of there, who's rotating in there. And they should be able to see this smoke gank get revealed here. Oh no, they just see two people. But that will signal Paris to run away, and Paris will back away as fast as he possibly can. He only has 6 legs, he can only move but so fast, guys. But a Force Staff is actually coming up on the Nick Assassin, which would be nice. Because what Nick Assassin can do a lot of times is that he can pop his Spike Carapace, Force Staff in, and get some free damage on top of whoever popped the spell. But of course the timing of that is a little bit difficult. Mirana ulti getting activated, Nick Assassin going to be coming around the side. Paris going to be looking for an Impale, does miss the Impale completely on top of Rise, and Rise does throw out the Plague Ward. Plague Ward going to take a little bit of damage. He does throw out the Decrepify on top of the Plague Ward, because you can't do that, you can't keep it alive. That will be another fun fact, I guess. Fun things to do with Plague Wards. You can Decrepify it, and it will not be able to get attacked. And I think it takes 3 attacks to kill now. Like you have to do 3 attacks to it, or something like that. It says 12, 4 to 12. My Paris does find himself a Rubik in the jungle. Rubik does take a whole bunch of damage. Cold Snap can't fall out, but it doesn't really matter. Mirana came through from the front. Miguel with that big arrow to Rubik's face. Easiest arrow of their life. And Roshan will be getting done right now. Young Mad on the Abaddon is more than ready to go ahead and tank up that. I really would like to see a Medallion of Courage on this side so they can hurry up and kill us, but they're going to be able to finish it in a reasonable time. And with Rubik down, I don't know if that's really going to stop the aggression coming out from Fnatic, but Fnatic has zero clue this is going on. They are completely blind in the realm of what's near Roshan or what's around the map. So very nice advantage coming out from the very nice play coming out from these guys, and they smoke up immediately, run towards the jungle of the Radiant, and oh my gosh, my ear itches. Sentry Ward placed mid, just in case Mirana ultied in, but her ulti's actually on cooldown for a whole entire 54 seconds. They will be able to use that to run on now. Pugna throws out the Plague Ward. Nick Assassin takes a whole bunch of damage. Paris going to be taking a whole bunch of damage. Meanwhile, we got backside Young Man taking a whole bunch of damage as well. Paris trying to run away, getting silenced up, getting slow, get killed. Nice little Whirling Death. Hani on that. Rubik does throw out telekinesis type of Abaddon. Abaddon ulti getting popped. If these guys don't do any spells to him, they will be able to kill him easy. And they will be able to get an easy kill. Abaddon dead. Young Man going down. So a horrible spell gank in general. The Radiant a little bit too clumped up for these guys to actually go on. And really, I think that's going to be the story of this game for the rest of this match. Because you have Timbersaw, who's extremely survivable, especially once he gets himself a Bloodstone. You have Pugna, who's dishing out all kinds of damage with his Nether Blast. And then you have on the backside, you have Venomancer, who has a slow, which I guess is not the biggest thing in the world, but his slow does hurt. And Abaddon can only Afterpelic shield one other person. You have Rubik with his Telekinesis and Spell Steal. So, all in all, Fnatic have a really nice lineup to just death ball you to death. Because, I mean, yeah, sure, they don't have some super hard, I'm an absolute carry, I'm an anti-mage, I'm a face of blood, I just kill you with right clicks. But they do have the Night Stalker, who can, of course, play that role, especially if Era gets enough farm. He'll just become obnoxious and just punch you in the face 1,000 times before you actually know it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Paris always an assassin. He throws out some damage on top of Pugna. Pugna taking a whole bunch of damage. He's gonna get his mana burn. He will be able to pop himself a mechanism, and he will be able to survive. He can recover Pog uniquely, but no, this fight is gonna be happening on the backside. A lot of damage coming towards Paz. Paz is gonna be trying to do what he can. Find out on that Invoker, popping a whole bunch of spells. Not too sure what spells he's popping, but he's popping a whole bunch of spells. And he's taking a whole bunch of damage. Meanwhile, Trixie on that Timbersaw does go down, and Invoker does go down. Fada 8 is burned. 3 for 1. Oh, sorry, 3 for 2. I do think it was worth it, especially considering the fact that Fnatic were in a super ugly spot. I mean, they were literally fighting right under the enemy's tower. Pugna got caught right about here, which is not where you want to have Pugna cut out. And if it wasn't for that mechanism, I think he would be dead right now. Of course, obviously, you know, saying the obvious, but he took a whole bunch of damage, and all it was a Nyx Assassin plus one other, and then an Invoker and everybody else showed up afterwards, I think. And a Necrobook coming up on Pugna. Very intelligent item choice. The main reason for this is because Pugna needs HP. Pugna needs intelligence for mana pool. And what better item to go for? Like, what better item to go for than well, okay, of course, an Aghanim Scepter. That could be nice too. But he doesn't really have the mana pool, in my honest opinion, to support an Ags just yet. Going for the Necro will really help him out. As far as the survivability, it gives him that HP. Because like I said before, Pugna really lacks armor and HP. Two of his main weaknesses. And if you give him some armor and HP, like if you take a look back at the fight that just happened down here, because he had that extra armor, he was able to dodge a little bit of damage coming out from the Nyx Assassin. And if you guys want to know the actual numbers for that, fine, we'll do math. Alright, so Pugna, he has 9 armor right now, so let's round that up to 10. So say he has 10 armor, and for every 1 point of armor, you reduce the incoming physical damage that you feel by 60%, or sorry, by 6%. So he's reducing the incoming damage that he feels from right clicks by 60%. If you take into account Nyx Assassin's Vendetta crit, it crits for 400 damage, which I think is right click, plus his normal right click. Take all that into reduction, it should come out to like, I don't know, 200 or something like that, which is exactly what he felt. So having the extra armor really helped him stay alive in that fight. Of course.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, there were other things like, you know, his positioning was really decent.
It wasn't the best one, but it was decent. Had a tragic ending.
Much better than what it could have been. Trixie on that Timbersaw, going to be going down here, easy TP, and just want to, you know, feed these guys a few kills, and I got a message from somebody.
Radiant's middle tower was ever so denied.
Oh. Why does everyone message me while I'm casting? I don't understand. Anyway, love you everybody, but please. BKB coming up from Morana. BKB coming up from Morana, and oh yes. Nice. BKB coming up from Morana. We also have, what was it? I was gonna say something else too. Don't know, lost my train of thought. Anywho, we have on this Rubik, just you know, hanging out right next to Abaddon, just saying, hey bro, what you gonna do? And Abaddon's gonna be like, nothing. I'm just gonna farm a few creeps. Rubik actually TP's mid. They're all gathering around for a smoke gank. Gather around the fire, children. Let's go for the kill, and they're gonna be going for something. Arrow on the Night Stalker, I'm not sure. Yeah, he's not revealed. His wings just don't go invisible. But they will be walking around the backside of Paris on that Nyx Assassin. He is invisible right now. I don't know if they have any detection on their side. But if they did, they will be able to get his kill on top of Paris. But Paris is actually hunting for the courier right now. And he will be able to find the courier taking a very safe path. They're going to hide into the trees because he doesn't want to go down. And Paris, will he be able to find it? Looks like he will not be able to find it. But really, really intelligent play coming up for these guys. Making the courier take the safest path possible, especially when they know there's no Nyx Assassin on the map. And Nyx actually throws out Impale, Force Staffs into the trees and TP's out. The smoke ain't going to be failed on the side of Fnatic on the Radiant side. And the Dire are going to keep pushing on down. Pushing on down. Got a BKB on Invoker, so he did decide to go for that. Just to get rid of the silence, because he knows that a lot of his damage comes out from his spells. We also got a BKB up on air on that Night Stalker, because you know a lot of Invoker's damage comes from his magic.
Bottom tower has uninvited
and if Night Stalker can just right-click you to death, and, well, okay, he right-clicked you to death. And Night Stalker can just right-click a few more times, and he can actually get the kill. So that's where all his damage comes from.
Bottom tower has a
moving over to the rest of the items, we see Abaddon build himself a Vladimir's Offering, which is a nice support item for him and also a nice item for him as well because
Radiant's
he
bottom
some
tower
life steal.
is under
Who doesn't
attack.
want life steal? TP's coming on down bottom. TP's will fall through for that air again to get hit with that beautiful air from Mirana. He's not even going to be able to pop the BKB. Trixie on that Timbersaw going to be here to go for the fight. Does Night Stalker has buyback? I don't really know. BKB pop by Mirana. She did get called at Venomous ult, but it did not land. She was getting hit with some nice little poison things though. And these guys will be shooed away from the tower. The tower went down a little bit too soon. Air on that Night Stalker got essentially wiped off before, or mopped off the map before he could even do anything. Couldn't even pop BKB. Some nice little timing coming out from Miguel on that Mirana. Very scary stuff. And she did pop a BKB for that fight, of course. And I think so did Invoker. And we got a Necro level 2 on Pugna, and it's just a matter of time before Pugna gets that Necro 3. Probably will transition into an Aghanim Scepter, which will be really, really sick stuff. And it'll also be really nice too, because what he can do too, Pugna can pop himself a Necro Book, then pop his Decrepify on his enemy, likely his enemy, and then throw his Necro units at whoever he's attacking, so they can be poised and ready to go for the damage on top of the person who's Decrepified. And also, I think the Necro range unit, it has a spell that it can use, which I think is, well, magical, which means he can cast on a Decrepified unit. Fraggy on that Venomancer played him very well, doing some D-warding with those Plague Wards. But I really doubt they'll be able to find themselves over here. Pugna's going to have a Necro level 3 like he keeps saying, so he will be able to D-ward that sometime soon, but I don't know if he'll be able to throw it in the right spot.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
But Arise is here. Arise is here to or I thought he was here to defend, but it doesn't really matter. Nick's also going to pop himself Mirana going to pop her ulti. Paris going to be able to make us alive. His Vendetta is on cooldown for right now, and Nick Sasson will be able to have mana for his mana boots very soon. Meanwhile, Potts on that Crystal Maiden has the luxury item of Drum of Endurance because she needs HP. She needs, well, she doesn't need Intelligent Pool, but she needs HP. And also having the aura for her allies is very nice. Moving on to Timbersaw, he built himself a Bloodstone, which was a big item that he got that I didn't really call out. And really, that's it for the big items. I mean, the items are really not necessarily lacking on both sides, but they're not really as, like, you know, impressive as I would like to see. I would like to see Invoker maybe like, well, he has BKB. And he's also going for Necrobook, so those are impressive items, yes. But still, Invoker doesn't really have anything to help exasperate the fact that he can just do a whole bunch of explosion damage. Like, he doesn't have a Tornado Stick to help him set up his abilities, which I guess is not how Fada wants to play his Invoker. Also, he doesn't have anything else as far as, like, I don't know, Aghanim Scepter to help him cast his spells a little bit faster, which, like I said, is probably indicative of the fact that he doesn't want to play his Invoker that way. Anyway, Miguel on that Mirana going to take a whole bunch of damage really fast. If Trixie on that Timbersaw could have baited out a BKB, that would have been perfect. But Nick Sasson gives himself a nice little Vendetta crit on top of a Rubik. Arrow from Mirana does fly. It does miss everything. Almost caught Hani in the face. And it looks like they will be able to make it alive. I don't know. Yeah, Miguel did make it alive on that Mirana. TP'd on out. Meanwhile, down bottom, we got the push coming up from Young Mad because why the freak not? Has his Strangle Boots, has his Vladimir's Offering. Gonna go ahead and keep farming up his items. Because the Basher, AC, Sanji Yasha, Abaddon is a very, very scary Abaddon. But the whole entire Radiant side are going to be pushing on top in full force. Sentry Ward is placed all around. Plague Ward placed out by Pugna around the backside. Very intelligent spot because it's hard to see. You don't really know if it's placed down and you don't really want to push into that anyway. But they will be trading a tier 3 for a tier 2. I do not like this trade. They need the TP back now. They're going to be TPing back the Timbersaw first. Timbersaw won't be able to actually throw out some nice little damage to kill all the creeps. And a nice little AoE. All the TPs come out from the backside. They wanted to dive on top of the tricks, but they will not, or they weren't able to get it. They got the top tower as well. And now Night Stalker's on the run. Era, will you be able to make this on alive? He does get hit with an Impale coming up from Paris here very soon. Paris is going to be trying to line it up. Era very patiently not lining up anything. Sunstrike comes out from Invoker. There's going to be enough damage to kill Era. Era actually going to turn around, get a nice little right click on top of Mikadel. Not nearly enough damage to actually kill him, but hey, enough damage to actually make him say, hey bro, I can still hurt you. Are you able to survive long enough to say, hey bro, I can still hurt you? Got some support farming in the jungle. Abaddon, of course, not ever a gentleman. He'd never say he was a gentleman. Let Crystal Maiden walk on around him while he's riding a horse. He has all that space in the backside. Just won't let Crystal Maiden ride on that. That's not even cool. But like I said, Abaddon not a gentleman. He doesn't wear his monocle in the top hat. Sorry guys, sorry to disappoint. Look at poor Crystal Maiden running on around with her face. Wow, she has phase boots. Running on around with her phase boots. So that's actually a good thing to talk about because this Crystal Maiden is actually farming up quite a bit. She has a Gem of Endurance, which I called a luxury item before, mainly because she's been buying a lot of wards. And buying wards plus your item, it makes it a luxury item. But she is getting a whole bunch of primary farm, which is actually really nice to see. I want to say she's going to be going for a BKB, which is usually a big item to go for. And for the most, hold on, Necro 3 up on Pugna. So Pugna's saying, bro, Invoker, I like, nice Necro unit you got there. And this tower will be getting denied.
Radiant denied their bottom tower.
Invoker Force Spirit almost able to get it, but not quite close enough. Like I was saying before, Crystal Maiden gets some primary farm. She's going for a BKB so she can get her full ulti off, and she'll be able to have the gold up for that. So Pa's doing an excellent job finding that farm wherever he can. And also Abaddon, young Matt on the Abaddon, he got himself a Vladimir's offering, which is by no means a super cheap item. It does cost a little bit of money. And another BKB coming up on Paris. So, I mean, I've seen this strategy once before where everybody on the team just built BKBs. And it looks like we're going to see Sigma go for that. They're going for the BKB type strat where Fada has a BKB, Abaddon's working on a BKB, Crystal Maiden is going to have a BKB, Mirana has a BKB, Nick Assassin working on a BKB. Guys, we're going to see BKBs out the wazoo, which means Pugna does absolutely no damage in his team fights. Which, like I said before, he's their primary source of damage, so this is a very intelligent thing to go for. All Sigma need is just one push in, kill Pugna twice, and they can pretty much just destroy everything in the base, because they do have enough right click coming up from Invoker, plus Mirana, especially when she builds herself a death, or she's going straight up, I think she's going straight up Daedalus, or maybe she's going straight up MKB. But once they have all their BKBs out, they just all push in at once, pop all their BKBs, nobody can take any damage. To be honest, a lot of Night Stalker's damage comes from his spells as well, because he needs to silence you to make sure you don't run away. He also needs to throw out his Void to get some nice little nuke of 335 damage, which comes out to, I guess, about 250 or something like that. But Arise on that Pugna, going to be pushing along with his allies and trying to go for this tier 2. The tier 3 is going to be getting threatened by the Abaddon. But Trixie on the Timber Stars here, actually, wow, okay, I did not realize that at all. Yeah, all the damage on Fnatic is actually coming out from their spells. They really need Night Stalker to get some big damage items, big right click items. And right now he's working on Aghanim Scepter, and guys, that is no means a big right click item. 4 spirits up by Rubik. He's gonna go ahead and throw him out, send him forward. Hani gonna have the whole entire kit and caboodle with all the other creeps pushing forward, killing up these towers. Aaron needs to be very careful, doesn't want to lose anything too soon. And Necro unit kills a Necro unit. Tower going to be going down very slowly. Finally, it does go down. The deny does go through Invoker, but the tower still did go down. So good deny coming up from Invoker, yes. Some gold denied. And Rubik using those 4 spears like a boss. So speaking of gold and gold graph and gold deny, let's go take a look at these gold graphs. You can see that Sigma do have a nice little chokehold on that. That is a little bit more than just tower gold. That's they're 3 towers up. No, they're actually on 1 tower up. They're only 1 tower up right now. So that's only 1,000 in tower gold. They also got Rochelle in the first time, so that's another tower essentially worth the gold. So essentially they're up by hero kills and stuff, and the gold. I'm sorry, they're up by farm. Sorry, they're up by farm because the kill counter is essentially 0 right now. But the farm coming up from Crystal Maiden, Abaddon, and Nick Assassin has been crazy. Like they've been farming this whole entire time. Meanwhile, if you look at the side, look at the supports on the side of Fnatic, they haven't really been farming nearly as much. Rubik, his biggest item is probably a 4 staff. And actually, it's not even a 4-step, just arcane boost. This is the big side. Meanwhile, we got Young Matt on the Abaddon, taking a whole bunch of damage, getting pulled right back in. Nick Assassin getting silenced up. Nice little play coming off his guy's air. It looks like he wants to go for a kill. Timbersaw boots to travel up on him, so he's ready to go for the fight. Has himself a Bloodstone as well. Gonna go into the fight, gonna go yellow, full on yellow, throwing out some nice little abilities. Crystal Maiden gonna get a full ulti off because nobody has anything to stop it. Pugna dead right now. And now we got Timbersaw trying to win. Trixie immediately regrets his decision. Can suicide if he needs to. It looks like he will be forced to suicide here very soon. Otherwise, he will die. He's going to take some pure damage from Invoker. Does go down. 475 damage to Gryffindor. That's all pure damage, which means he felt every little bit of that, and he did go down. So the strategy coming up from Sigma definitely working. Like I said, I've seen it before, or I've heard about it before, where basically everybody builds BKBs, and it just gets rid of all the magic damage coming out from the enemy team. And Pugna is a gigantic factor in these fights. 325 damage in a giant AoE, just casually, every 5 seconds is a huge chunk of damage that you don't want to be feeling. Same thing for Timbersaw. His Rolling Death, it does hurt a lot, but it's still a spell at the end of the day, so it doesn't do magic damage. Timber Chain, same thing, magic damage. And Chakram, magic damage once again. And if you move on to the side of Rubik, Rubik, he has his Zap, which is magic damage. Night Stalker has, like I said, a lot of his abilities do require on his do require his spells, or rely on his spells, sorry.
Dire has dispensed.
Timbersaw throws up the Chakram. Chakram doing a little bit of damage on top of Nick Assassin. Nick Assassin does have his BKB up in 9 seconds. The fight will be happening. Arrow forces pop the BKB. Try to run away. Does get body blocked by Foggy like a boss. And the Timber Side dropped on the ground. Marana not going to be picking it up anytime soon. I don't really know. But looks like Foggy will be able to pick up. Needs to pick up that Timber Side. Doesn't have any space. He does drop something. He drops his boots. I don't really know what he dropped. He drops Ring of Regen. And he's actually going to take the gem to his grave. The gem does stay there, actually. Sorry, he did not pick it up in time. Now we got to rise on that Pugna. Trying to go for the damage. Does get some damage dodged by Fada on that Invoker because he has a BKB. And like I said before, just pop BKB and casually take no damage. And the Geometry Side dropped on the ground. And Invoker will be able to pick that up if he wants
is under attack.
Looks like he will pick that up. And that is a huge loss coming up from Fnatic.
Radiant's
but that is the nature of the strategy because, if you
one
look
of the
at
heroes experienced some technical difficulties.
Like I said, that's the nature of the lineup because, all their damage on Fnatic, I'm not kidding, guys. I keep explaining because I feel like an idiot for not realizing the lie earlier, but
Radiant's top
all their
tower
damage
was
is
crushed
purely
to
magical damage. Like, Night Stalker's right click is not going to be nearly as big as it needs to be. Which actually help carry his team, especially not right now. Yeah, I think this will be GG here very soon. The Aegis was already popped on Marana, so they can still lose this fight technically, but they do need to be very careful about it. And nice. Marana took the TP coming up from the Invoker who picked up the Geometry Site.
That's the end of Radiant's
actually gave it to Crystal Maiden. Yeah, he gave it to Crystal Maiden, so she can do some de-warding. Now TP's come out. Everybody just casually running around the map. Blink Dagger on Crystal Maiden, and guys, where the freak are these supports finding this farm? If you look at this farm on the side of, or side of net worth on both sides, I guarantee you that all the supports on the side of Sigma are way ahead of the supports on Fnatic, and that is very true. Crystal Maiden only 9,000 gold in her net worth. She's worth more than Rubik and Venomancer combined, which is not what you want to have happen. Like I said, the supports on the side of Sigma are super farmed, which is a very scary thing because, they can all afford BKBs. Every single person on Sigma has a BKB, and that is a huge issue because Pugna's damage is... Pugna is the main source of damage, and Pugna has no right click at all, whatsoever. All he can do now is buy... No, all he can do now is just sit there and die. He's trying to build a BKB of his own so he doesn't get hit with those spells. But the strategy definitely working out, coming out from Sigma, and like I said, the supports found a whole bunch of farm. There's a nice little bit of time where Abaddon's spending a lot of time farming, Crystal Maiden spending a lot of time farming, and Nick Assassin spending a lot of time farming. And if you notice, in that time period, Sigma were being very, they were playing very laid back, they were playing very passive, they weren't being super aggressive. And a lot of the issues that I see, especially when I'm playing, and yes, this is towards me as well, not just to the people in the matchmaking elo hell, or whatever you want to call it. Or, yeah, matchmaking hell. Not just everybody out there, but I'm just saying, just pointing out a perfect fact that if you want your supports to farm, you gotta chill the freak out. Because your supports can't be all over the map. You can only have as good as a vision as you can provide at one point in time. And the best vision they probably could have provided was, a ward over here, a ward over here, and the ward maybe right about there. And those are like the two best spots that you can be in. That makes it safe for your Crystal Maiden to farm up in the jungle because she knows that nobody's rotating towards her in the top lane. That makes it safe for Abaddon to farm in the enemy jungle because he knows that nobody's down there. And also makes it safe for your carries as well because they can say, oh, they're heading towards Mirana who showed herself and they're going to go for the kill or something. So really, all in all, what I'm trying to point out is that the whole entire Sigma squad, they were just chilling out while the supports were farming out. They did lose 2 towers in that process, but I do think those 2 towers were well worth losing because they're way ahead in the gold graph. And the net worths are way ahead, as you guys can see right there. Like, Crystal Maiden has more farm right now than Night Stalker. Yeah, guys, chew on that. Crystal Maiden has more net worth than Night Stalker. I feel like I don't have to say anything anymore. I feel like if I kept talking, it would just ruin the moment. Crystal Maiden has more. Anyway, enough of that. Timbersaw does have quite a bit of farm, but like I said, a lot of his damage is magical. They can just ignore him once these fights do break out. So they probably will just do that, or do just that and ignore him. But Mirana and Invoker are grossly out farming everybody. They really need Night Stalker, like I said, to step up, become that super hard carry, but he can't really do anything. His items are not built towards that. They are going to go for the kill on top, or try to go for the kill on top of Young Man. Young Man pops his beak at B, goes for the kill on top of Arise, and Arise is immediately on the run. Rubik going to eat a whole bunch of damage to the backside. Arise is going to stand still, try to get the kill on top of Paris. Paris taking a whole bunch of right-click damage. Will he be going there? Era can't really get close enough. The creeps body block him like a boss. Young Man ulti is still up, so don't forget that. He's actually going to try to go for the kill on top of Froggy. Froggy's going to do a whole bunch of damage to him. On the backside, he's getting slowed up. Young Man in a lot of trouble. We're getting silenced up by Night Stalker. Does go down.
We were different.
But look at how much it took. They lost to Rubik and it cost them like 3, maybe 4 people just to kill an Abaddon, which I guess is reasonable, but still, just to kill an Abaddon, and they almost got an Nyx Assassin too. But the fact of the matter is, they didn't get the Nyx Assassin. They're getting pushed down bottom. Invoker has a Scotty of all things. So Sigma, Fada, looking to just straight out kill everybody. He's being the right-click extraordinaire right now. Says, bro, you can build a BKB all you want. He's gonna kite Night Stalker to death, and that's really, like I said, Night Stalker has the highest potential to become the super right-click carry. Pugna can become that, but I mean, it doesn't. It's not a good idea because I mean, he has to build strength items and he also has to build some form of damage, which usually those two don't go hand in hand. If you're not a strength hero, which is why I said Night Stalker has to do it because he needs to just be beefy as crap and have enough damage to kill people. And Pugna building a whole bunch of intelligence for right-click. I mean, that's not gonna do much as far as keeping him alive. Unless he can pop a few extra spells or something. That's about it. Arrow from Mirana does fly. Arrow, oh my gosh, almost an arrow magnet. Almost an arrow magnet. Almost tried to do. Abaddon has himself a AC. Night Stalker has the map hacks activated. Map hacks enabled. He will be able to see everything, but the nighttime... Actually, nighttime just started. And his ulti will quit on another 50 seconds, so he will be able to get something off that. Sunstrike does fly from Invoker. Rubik going to be going down very fast. Night Stalker showing up saying, bro, I got an axe, let's do this.
Silence.
Air just trying to make sure he keeps as much vision as possible. Trixie on that Turbosaw. Trying to look forward, trying to see if he can find any way to go in. Excuse me, I have to sneeze. And looks like these racks are going to be going up for 3. No Desolator just yet on Mirana, but I don't think she's going to go for him. Beautiful tornado coming out from Invoker. Here comes the damage coming on top of Trixie. Trixie all down, all dead. Arise on that Pugna, pops himself a BKB. Not really sure what he's going to really be able to do except for stand around and say, bro, you can't kill me just yet with your spells. And he does go down at the end of the day. GG should be coming out very soon. Everybody's dead on the side of Fnatic. Ruben's going to be back up here very soon. GG comes out for Trixie. That is going to be the end of the game. GG go next. Like what they said, Sigma showing a very impressive strategy. I was very concerned at first, but I mean, the aggression from Fnatic, not nearly enough to keep these guys down. And also, it's also kind of like telling, because if you think about it, they were technically going for like a push type strat, I guess, with Pugna, because Pugna is heavy in push and Rubik helps out in the push. So they lost, the game lasted longer than 30 minutes and they essentially lost. So I guess they technically lost because of that. Don't really know. Anyway, my name is CulBlu. I was watching you guys this game. This is the semifinals for the Pro AM Cup. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys whenever. Oh yeah, this is game number 1, by the way, so there's another one coming up. But that's the way I outro. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys whenever.